Welcome to Stitches in Time, the podcast discussing Doctor Who the way it was meant to be watched, in chronological order, one clip at a time, starting at the Big Bang and ending with the heat death of the universe. I'm Becca, the Matrix Archivist, and I spent the last 12 years of my life meticulously editing the entire televised Doctor Who universe into chronological order.
And I'm Mandy, and my father-in-law is dead.
Oh, we're going for it, huh? Okay.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about these things.
Now,
I mean, unless, because I'm assuming that I'm assuming that I'm the tenant in this situation. It could be my son-in-law. I haven't ruled that out yet. I'll have to kill him.
Yeah. Are either of your cats getting married anytime soon?
To each other? So I don't know.
Great. Perfect. And yet again, we are graced with the presence of our favorite guest on this specific episode of Stitches in Time, Michael Nixon.
Hello, I'm back, and just to flummox Becca, this is actually my first appearance on the show.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Are we recording these out of order? You have to tell us or it's entrapment.
I don't know. I mean, I am.
God damn it. You River Song motherfucker. All right, well, when we make a lot of references to things we've talked about in the previous clips, you just won't know what we're talking about.
I don't know what you mean.
Okay.
Or maybe I will.
Ooh.
Oh. Now, were you...
I never know what we're referencing. It's fine.
When we were recording The Witch is Familiar and
I'm excited
Earthshock...
to do those. Yeah.
Yeah. Just make sure when we record those episodes with you, make a lot of references to this recording.
That's what
this episode.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just
So you
like
basically
a
just
lot
explained...
of callback jokes and yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
See, they're callbacks for you. It's going to be so annoying when you have to re-edit the podcast in chronological order. Oh
no.
Mm-hmm.
Especially
we have
because,
the Michael Nixon edit.
Yeah, for me and Mandy, it is in order, so we're just going to have to edit all of your bits out and put them somewhere else.
Stitches in Time, this one fucking guy edit.
We worked so hard. We had to do an entire emergency session because Becca reworked the timeline and there was something immediately before you. It was like, we can't be out of order. We got to get together and do this recording. Otherwise it's wrong.
That is true. Yes, we recorded the Tales of the TARDIS
oh, come on.
things. Which I didn't think were going to be in here until like the season 1 finale with the Sutek and all that, and I was like, oh, okay, that kind of changes the rules around all of the Tales of the TARDIS scenes a little bit more.
Yeah.
So, and the random number generator was real mean to us.
Wait,
It
you
really-
had to record. I'm sorry. I know what that clip is. You had to, like as an emergency session, talk about Perry and the Sixth Doctor harping about Urkanos?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what you had to... Wow.
I spent a lot of time talking about V-neck tops and also this episode that we're watching right now.
Never let it be said you two don't sacrifice for this show, because holy shit, wow.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear that one now.
We have yet to record something actually out of order. I know it's going to come up. It's going to be inevitable. At some point we will be further along in the podcast than something that airs newly, but for now we're doing okay.
Wouldn't do this to us.
Davies, fan of the show, Russell T. Davies would not.
Moffat might, because Moffat hates you in particular.
Oh yeah, and he's writing the Christmas episode this year, so.
Oh, I mean, have you seen the preview of Joy to the World?
I haven't watched it yet. No.
Oh, you are going to be so pissed. Wow.
Oh, no.
Like you specifically, though. Mandy's right. You're gonna be so fucking mad. I'm allowed to swear on this show. This is actually my first appearance, so I can ask on this one. I'm allowed to swear, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're allowed to swear.
I'm glad I'm asking in my first.
I ruined that episode 1 with the castration vulva.
Yeah. We did not.
That's right.
We did not discuss ahead of recording our first episode what, like, if we were gonna do like a family friendly version, and then as soon as Mandy was like castration vulva, I was like, all right, I'm marking all of these as explicit. That's fine. That's just gonna be our thing.
Wow. It'd be crazy if they made a musical out of teeth, by the way.
Wow, what a surprise!
Let's not talk about that quite yet. Well, maybe when we get to the Witch is Familiar, we'll bring that up.
I'm adding re-listenability. I'm helping. Just grabbing you by the lapels. I'm helping. Anyway.
I'd say you were bullying me, but I happen to know that bullies got you into Doctor Who. So
yeah, it's the ultimate sign of affection for me. Apparently, I
yeah.
don't know.
Make sure to. I'll cue you and ask you to tell that story at some point.
I'm so glad I've decided to be the meanest possible on the charity special episode.
Yeah.
Didn't think that one through, Michael. No.
Oh yeah.
Well, every charity special needs a heel, so thank you.
That is
yes.
shockingly true of Doctor Who charity specials. It does come up.
For our listeners, we're talking about Time Crash, the 2007 Children in Need special, where David Tennant and Peter Davison hang out.
Oh, brilliant. I think totally wrong. Big emergency. Universe goes bang in 5 minutes, but brilliant.
I'm the Doctor. Who are you?
Yes, you are.
At what point will they make a charity special with Peter Davidson and Peter Capaldi and just call it Pete and Pete?
I think we missed the window on that one.
The Adventures of Pete and Pete.
It would be amazing if that was the thing that got Peter Capaldi to be like, you know what? I'll do it one more time.
Yeah.
I know I said all that crazy actor shit about never doing the part again because it's some magical force that exited my body or whatever. But no, I'm going to do it one more time to do Pete and Pete. I love Peter Capaldi. He's my favorite Doctor, but come on, man. Come on.
Maybe he's all timey-wimey about this, because he played the Doctor in that documentary that I'll recommend to you, Michael, and you can watch it before we record your next episode.
Cool. Okay.
But yeah, he you got to see it because he's just literally dressed as the Doctor. It's so crazy.
That's
like the suit and like the same fitting, the same color.
Yeah.
Huh. Be crazy if he read like a full Robert Burns poem in that thing.
I'm so happy you're here.
3 eps in, a final year. Oh wait, first appearance. I'm knocking it out of the park first time.
Well, that was a close one.
Michael, it is nice that it's your first appearance because I did put on this shirt, a special for you.
Oh,
I do love it. That's great. It is for me. It
Maybe later we can talk about Power Rangers.
Don't get me. Don't get me started.
I will once again plug our YouTube channel because that's a fantastic shirt. But just in case some people are just listening, what is your shirt, Mandy?
It is Power Rangers, but it's the Spice Girls, aka everything that I loved when I was 4.
Perfect. Also, Michael, you have a really good shirt as well.
Oh,
right
yes.
now.
This was given me by a friend. It's a Salvador Dalek shirt. It's like the melty clocks and whatnot, except it's a bunch of Daleks all melted and gooey. I think it's very fun. Thank you to my friend Andy for this.
The persistence.
And Becca,
of
you have
time.
whiteness.
I actually, I also have a thematically relevant
There is something
shirt.
on it. Oh yeah!
This is a custom shirt that I got for my first galley.
Oh, cool.
When that I designed. It's a TARDIS that is wearing all of the modern day Doctor Who stuff. So it's just a TARDIS with a fez and Joe Martin glasses and a Jody t-shirt and a Chris Eccleston jacket and a Peter Capaldi guitar and David Tennant shoes and the moment, because you had John Hurt in there.
Can you update it? It just has Shooty's mustache.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let me find a Sharpie. Hang on.
Perfect.
And that's how we got Becca to draw on her tits, folks.
Finally, Mandy has achieved the ultimate goal of stitches into. Anyway,
you could have just asked. Frankly,
of economy
not
of storytelling.
not enough of this podcast has been designated for specifically my tits, and I feel like that needs to change because they're fantastic. But
I don't know if I need to be on those episodes. It doesn't feel appropriate.
No, you should be paying for those.
This is
Okay, that's going to be our Patreon. It's not going to be listeners. It's just going to be guests we have on. And like, I'll be wearing a number of clothes consistent with how much money they've donated.
God, I wish I wasn't broke right now. Shit. I'll be right back. I got to go rob a bank. I'll be back in 2 episodes.
Anyway, sorry, Michael. I think you were in the middle of a thought, and I interrupted.
I was in the middle of trying to get us to talk about this episode,
which was a huge mistake, and I regret it. I'm so glad we went on in the direction we went. That's the joy of the show, right?
That's true.
But I was going to say, much like the economy of storytelling of whatever the hell I was talking about, I think it's like amazing how this episode sets up like Stephen Moffat doing his usual thing, just swoops in and is like, desktop theme, time differential. I'm just explaining random shit in the back half of sentences for fun. And
it's
like,
really
cool.
It's really good. I also like, this is the first time I think in the BBC edit that the new series, I'll say the 2005 series, acknowledged like the continuity from classic Who. Is that correct?
So before this one, you get the journal in, because season 3 Martha has Human Nature and Family.
Yeah.
So you get the pictures in the journal, which is where we finally see Paul McGann, and that was like for me, I remember that because I was like, he counts. They're doing it. It's they're not going to throw in. There's no way they'd throw in another Doctor like between Paul McGann and Chris Eccleston. Like that would be crazy. Anyway, this was wacky. So
no, I think you're right. I think that was before this. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is
was
the
after
first
season 3
appearance. Like this is the first time the classic Doctor actually shows up.
Solely so David Tennant can bully an old man.
Oh, I completely forgot about School Reunion. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
School Reunion was season 2, and that was so
wow. I forgot that School Reunion was that early as well. Becca, you're not an idiot. We are idiots.
I definitely knew, but I didn't say anything because I didn't want you to feel bad.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mandy.
I definitely knew that. A thing that not only have I seen before, was actually part of my rewatch before it got derailed by trying to watch Torchwood, a thing I am incapable of doing. I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
The punished Mandy era of this podcast is going to be incredible. Sorry to interrupt. I'm sorry.
Well, it's great because you're not going to have to watch as much Torchwood as you normally would in the BBC order, because some of the flashbacks and things are going to be sprinkled throughout history. So we'll get a couple of like, okay, you're going to watch like 5 minutes of Jack Harkness before you have to endure like a full episode of, you know what I mean? So like,
I'm just really enjoying not knowing who he is, and I wanna live that life for as long as possible.
Great.
So I actually don't know this because I don't know how far back Jack Harkness goes, so I don't know whether I will meet him first versus meeting Rogue, and I really hope that I see Rogue and then Jack Harkness is a Rogue knockoff.
Yeah, no, Jack Harkness comes first, actually.
Oh.
Damn it.
Sorry.
I'm gonna be sick that day.
I mean, unless maybe season 2, Rogue will come back and show up before Jack Harkness. As it stands now, Jack Harkness shows up first, but like that doesn't always have to be the case.
That's gonna be an episode where I'm going over to the recording and I trip on a rock and I break my ankle and I'm not gonna be in the episode.
Actually, not to spoil anything, but given how much you don't like Jack Harkness already, I think you will enjoy watching what happens to him in his first appearance in Stitches in Time. Michael, do you know what I'm talking about?
I'm pretty sure. I think I know. I do know that like that guy's pretty good at dying. So just like generally, I guess the reward of like retroactively going back and watching now is like, oh, you kind of get to watch John Barrowman like get blasted by shit all the time. Like
that's true.
It's just a shotgun or like an alien claw goes through that guy or like a big laser. Yeah. I actually don't remember any of Torchwood, so none of that was real. I don't know.
His first appearance in Stitches in Time is, I think, his most intense death.
Aha. Sick.
Yeah. So I think you'll enjoy it, Mandy.
I'm weirdly tempted now, though I may say in later appearances I don't want to be there for anything involving Jack Harkness. In my first appearance, I'm very interested now in that, which I may forget about at the.
Okay, if we had all been recording these in the same order, I would have like remembered you saying this and then been like, "Well, just you wait" or whatever. But I don't know, or reverse. See, this is why I don't like time travel. It's too complicated. Just put everything in the right order the first time. It's not that hard. It's extremely hard, actually. I spent a lot of my life on this.
Apparently it takes quite a bit of work and some remarkable spreadsheet coding. That Oh, I've been meaning to... Oh, it's my first appearance, so I can do this for the first time. Cool. Yeah. I'm never going to let this bit go. I apologize already. It's almost like in the first appearance chronologically, I apologize a lot, and now I'm earning that. I feel like most of your guests come on this show and they have some hoity-toity view that like some other order of the show. They don't acknowledge the hard work you put into the project, and they don't say like, "Hey, this thing rocks." So I want to be, I guess, the first guest. I hope not to be like, "Hey, Stitches in Time's pretty sick," and like everybody out there who's like, "It's the wrong order," and this would be a silly way to do it. No.
I appreciate
I like
that
you're basically just picking a fight with only my wife, Benjamin. Because everyone else has seemed to enjoy Stitches in Time. I really gotta appreciate how the two of you really like zeroed in on all of the like science fiction time travel bullshit terms that they put in, whereas like the things that I remembered is like mocking his celery, mocking his hair, mocking his face.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Mandy, that's called negging, and back in the 2000s, that was how men communicated, unfortunately.
I'm so glad we have a man here to tell me about this.
Yeah, I am filled with regret all the time. Would you believe it?
But I bet you weren't too good at that, were you? You don't really seem like the type of be that good at that.
Yeah, you're kind of bad at negging.
Nope, not me.
Michael, try negging us right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, you don't even, you already know how bad
you would have to pay me to do that. It's my site OnlyMans for Michael A. Nixon shouting. That's what mans stands for, is OnlyMans. I should actually make this site. People would pay good money to be yelled at. But no, hope not.
Michael, let's call the cost even. I'll get naked and then you criticize my body.
Oh no, I would never. How dare I? How dare I in your hypothetical scenario? What words with hypothetical me?
That's what you're going to apologize for in your next episode. I understand that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now I get it. Definitely not all this wacky Doctor Who shit.
That's a paradox. Could blow a hole in the space-time continuum the size of... Well, actually, the exact size of
Belgium. That's a bit undramatic, isn't it?
I really like seeing Peter Davison's Doctor written in like that modern style, like, because he does have a moment of like, well, I'm pretty fabulous, so you should, like, I like seeing him be like a little cocky, because I don't feel like he got a lot of that in his original run. I feel like he was sort of easily confused by things sometimes.
Yeah, he was one of the more regularly getting rocked doctors, I feel like. He was really just on his ass a lot of the time.
Yeah. So,
unfortunately.
I don't know. It was cool. It was cool to see him, like, sort of match David Tennant's energy in this clip.
He just hates this young man is there. Why is this man here? Get out, man!
You wily young child.
Be here.
David Tennant, I would never invite you into my family. Never.
You know what happened to the last boy who was in here? He just died.
He turned into you and the previous Children in Need. It's the 2 Children in Needs ago. Anyway.
I mean, it's so fun to watch David Tennant just playing himself in front of a doctor. Like,
Oh, and now they come, the brainy specs. You don't even need them. You just think they make you look a bit clever.
Well, it's his favorite doctor. That's the thing. Is like the behind the scenes of this, even before he goes on to marry Peter Davison's daughter, is like the 5th Doctor is his favorite one. So that's why he goes on that whole rant at the end about like, that's why I have the brainy specs and the trainers and all the stuff. Like he's consciously aping that guy. So
it's very cute.
I'm explaining things again.
Yeah. It is I remember watching this for the first time and I did not have all of the context of that's his favorite doctor, that's his father-in-law doing a thing. And so it's like, I'm literally looking at it of like, you are looking at a younger version of you. But it's like, it's like a person who peaked in high school getting to go back and seeing like, oh, I did great in high school. I was totally a jock.
My cricket phase was excellent.
But for some reason, it's also bad. And be like, oh, but I got like real bad cystic acne though. I'm glad I got that cleared up. But you were so cool.
Now I exclusively want to just refer to Peter Davison as the Jock-tor, because his totally. You're right. He's just like a sports bro.
It's a whole thing where whenever they kind of bring an older doctor, like a previous incarnation of the doctor, there's always a certain amount of reverence, and even here it's not as reverent, it's more teasing, but it's still very like, oh, I love you so much, previous version of me, until you get to Twice Upon a Time where Peter Capaldi is like, fuck you, you dumb baby, don't know shit, you dumb baby, stop talking, you dumb baby.
I will also say there's a weird section of the 2 Doctors where Patrick Troughton is turned into a crazy eyebrowed cannibal who tries to like hunt people.
Well, it's the amount you owe, sir.
Do you understand this? He is asking for money. Money. Tokens of exchange.
You'll get there. That serial's mostly a Spanish Vacation for the cast and crew, so it doesn't entirely make sense. Would you believe it? But it is a lot of fun. And the bad guy's so called Shock Eye, which just enjoy. Real first draft shit, the 2 Doctors, which is not how you would expect that to go.
Yeah, you get to see the 2nd Doctor like real excited about eating people. It's so fun.
It's buck wild. It is.
Is
Absolutely.
he not? I think we talked about this in a previous episode. The 2nd Doctor is probably the one that I've seen the least of. So I don't know what his regular feelings re-eating people are.
Oh, I was thinking you were going to ask what he looked like, which is Beatles hobo. I don't believe he eats people really at all. He plays the recorder a lot, which is equally evil, though. So
true.
Pluses and minuses.
I do think Tom Baker has eaten a man.
Yes.
That's why his face is like that.
I mean,
the prions.
I think also, if you remember The Enemy of the World, Michael, I think Salamander is definitely eating people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a Patrick Troughton villain that also was played by Patrick Troughton.
Yeah, Salamander eats people, he eats scenery, he eats all kinds of stuff. Yeah, Salamander's a crazy guy. Yeah.
True.
On the contrary, I'm doing you a good turn. I'm actually suppressing facts about you.
Lies, I tell you.
Lies. Truth. Who knows? But we wouldn't like to put him to the test, would we, huh?
I feel like one of the many times coming up in Stitches in Time when you get to like the 1900s, Mandy, where you'll go like, that didn't happen in the 80s. I don't remember this from 1997. There wasn't a 10th planet in 1986. What happened here? There's going to be a couple of moments where you're like, this, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
That's the wrong number of moons for Jupiter. Sixth Doctor.
Most of my knowledge about 1997 is somewhat limited to Spice Girls and Power Rangers.
Fair. Well, you're going to get to the 96 TV movie and be like, this is exactly what the New Year was like in 99. I remember this precisely. So sometimes they hit, you know.
Yeah. Eric Roberts. He was there.
He was driving an ambulance, spraying goo at people. Who's to say he wasn't? Do we know? Prove me wrong.
I wasn't with Eric Roberts on New Year's Eve 1999, so...
And that's why it's
that.
so hard for Emma Roberts. It's actually more difficult for her being the daughter of Eric Roberts because he sprayed so much goo at people and no one wants to hire her.
That's why she has
She
to play
really had to work her way up.
Yeah.
To be fair, Eric Roberts spraying goo at people is also where she came from. So, you know, it's...
That night in 1999.
I'm sorry for ever talking. Now I need to apologize again.
No, that's what editing is for. I'll apologize for you next time I'm on. Don't worry.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's canon now.
Speaking of canon, just sidebar, a shocking amount of like quote unquote new series canon happens in these Children in Need specials. It's so weird. Sorry, Mandy. I was trying to do dumb Doctor Who stuff.
No,
we should do your thing.
You go into that. I didn't have anything to say.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But like even before the new series, Dimensions in Time is technically a Children in Need, or it's a comic relief. It's one of those charity specials as well.
I think it is a Children in Need, yeah.
Which is like Doctor Who meets EastEnders for some reason.
It's so weird.
Doctor Who crosses over with the show that killed Doctor Who. What a wonderful idea. Great stuff. I love it. It makes perfect sense. Romana's there, so I don't give a shit. I love it. She's there. I'm having a great time.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, that one, and then like the immediate scene after the Eccleston to Tennant regeneration is a Children in Need special.
Yeah,
where
David Tennant just explains what regeneration is.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like, oh yeah, this would have been helpful to put in an actual episode of Doctor Who. Maybe
you're right. Yes, yeah. They also Davies didn't title it until a while later, so for forever Doctor Who fans just called that the Pudsey Cutaway in reference to the Children in Need bear.
Yeah,
I love it. It's wonderful. Time Crash, obviously the first crossover between a new series Doctor and a classic Doctor.
Yeah,
and then Destination Skaro,
the
first technical adventure, technically correct, the best kind of correct adventure of the 14th Doctor.
Mandy, did you see Destination Skaro?
No.
It's the one where Russell Davies
did.
got really weird about wheelchairs. It's a strange episode for a lot of reasons. Mostly that. And it also introduced
just like plunger. Here, let's make an offhanded joke that is 60 years in the making.
Yep. Yeah.
Is there like an alternate timeline in which Daleks had guns and claws and were much harder to like fight, and like he spent like 14 incarnations like fighting these like horrible, like, oh god, these are like impossible, and like maybe a lot more companions were killed by Dalek claws, and then like the 14th Doctor was just like, perfect, plunger, I guess. Here you go. Thinking maybe that would fix
So,
everything.
Becca, for version 2 of Stitches in Time, you're going to have a lot of special effects work to do.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry.
That's okay. I'm also going to have to go back and edit every time they say the word gravity. I'm going to have to change that. Like, it's going to be
Have
you not done
Have
that?
we seen a Dalek yet?
we have not seen a Dalek yet.
Okay.
At Destination
I was-
Skaro is technically their first canonical appearance.
Well, that was what I was curious about. If I'm assuming that happens before we see any Daleks, because otherwise we would then have to have the belief that Daleks do not adhere to the Christian calendar.
They do have time travel. They
Unfortunately,
are,
yeah.
unfortunately, in the way that Doctor Who is sometimes a semi-sentient idea, the Daleks are like Becca's greatest foe because they have time travel and they don't
Yeah.
operate in chronological order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the Doctor is my greatest foe, but the Daleks are a close second, and it's sort of like enemy
Fair.
and my enemy is my friend kind of situation.
They cancel each other out, so your actual greatest enemy is like the Master? Ugh. The monk? Get the fuck out
I
of
mean,
here. That's
we've
not
only-
that guy.
I love the
We've
monk.
only really had the Master one time, and I guess we recently just had Missy, but it's been pretty coherent to the timeline. Even like first appearance, like being racist as shit, but automatically being like, "Hey, remember
Yeah.
Castrovalva? Castrovalva's coming up."
Yeah, he did say that. He did say that in Time Flight.
Yeah, he's been the most helpful one.
He almost turns to camera and says, Becca, Castrovalva is about to happen in the future. You piece of shit.
He goes, "Hey, Mandy, you know all those weird unhinged jokes you've been making, implying that Castrovalva is important when it clearly will not be? I'm on your side. I'm with you, Mandy. I believe in you."
So the Master is Mandy's greatest ally, which I love to see. I'm a big Anthony Ainley defender, even though he's
Right.
objectively an insane dude. I love his era of the Master, the fact that he became independently wealthy and decided to only ever play the Master again is some of the sickest behind the scenes shit.
Wait,
you'll ever
is that
fucking-
for real?
True. Yes.
Oh my God.
Anthony Lee became independently wealthy and said to John Nathan Turner, the governing Doctor Who, "Anytime you need me, bud."
Wow.
So the only job he ever did was the Master after that, including like his final appearance in the Destiny of the Doctors video game, where he does all the intertitle stuff, and it's Anthony Ainley on a big throne going like, "I'll kill you all for fun." And you're like, this is how you should go out, sir. I believe it. This is wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. The more you read about Anthony Ainley, the more you'll be like,
I mean, he was doing it for fun.
yeah, exactly. He loved it. So basically anytime after Keeper of Traken, when you're sorry, Becca, in the BBC order, I'm
right.
I apologize.
Yeah.
So
No,
I'm
I
so
understand.
sorry about
It's a necessary evil in my life, and I
But
understand that.
if you're watching in that order, the appearances of Anthony Ainley after that, he's doing it for the lulz. Like he's there for fun. Also,
that makes me so happy.
okay, so when you do get, I'm pretty sure this is a Castrovalva thing. When you do get to Castrovalva and you hit like the Master's disguise in that one,
Oh yeah.
can you give your old pal Michael a call? Because the story behind that is so trippy.
Michael, do you want me to book you for that right now? Because it's
Screw it.
like, all right, I'm sticking your name down for that.
I'm down. I'll tell you know what, I'm gonna say it now and just in case. So the Master's disguise, first of all, obscenely racist ish, because Castrovalva, it's bad. It's truly bad even for this show. Anthony Ainley wore a toupee and refused to acknowledge that he was balding. So for his disguise, they had to put a bald cap over his toupee, which is why it looks like double crazy in the episode. There's, I like unironically love Anthony Ainley because he was an agent of pure chaos. Like he was truly the Master. He was an insane human being. Yeah.
So that makes me really happy. I don't think it's his worst disguise. I think we've already seen his worst disguise because we watched Time Flight where he's doing yellow face.
That's the one, actually. That's the one. Never mind.
It's that?
Yeah.
That's the one. Okay.
That's why it looks like that.
Yes. Oh my God. That's so
he's
wild.
So melty.
I got it wrong in the best way. Yes. That's why in Time Flight he looks double crazy. I can't believe I thought it was Castrovalva. He's like the Magister and he just has the craziest hat on earth.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
He's just in like old age makeup. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So yes, in Time Flight. Wow. I'm so glad this is retroactively in order, even with my bit. This rules. Okay.
Yeah.
So the reason his disguise in that one is, I mean, other than being obscenely racist, is terrible. Yes. Is because they had to put all that shit on over his toupee. It's already like what?
It was. I mean, I hate like we talked about this recently, but I'm going to talk. It was like weirdly melty.
Yes.
And he's also doing it for nobody. Uh-huh. No one sees him. When they finally go in the room, he immediately takes it off.
Yeah, it's because the reason it looks so weird is because he's sous videing a toupee inside that fucking makeup. That's why. He's bringing it to boiling with his own body temperature.
Oh no.
That's why it looks like he's melting.
Oh my God.
I'm so glad that it was a thing. Okay, I'm so glad the timing worked out on that. That's crazy.
Amazing. Oh my God.
True. I love that guy. for the wrong reasons. I'm laughing at him, not with him. You know?
Yeah, I think he is still my least favorite master of all of the characters, of the actors who play the master. I might get some hate for that, but on the TV, yeah. Oh, I don't know. And I'm including Game of Rassilon in there.
I don't know the different masters' names, but I do know whenever I see that guy, I know that I'm gonna have a time.
True.
I don't know what kind of time, but I will definitely have a time.
Fun.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have pure fun. I feel like it's worth knowing the behind the scenes thing that he could literally not be stopped. It's useful. It's useful enough for his portrayal as the master.
That's so incredible. That makes me so happy. Well, I feel like we've talked a lot about Time Crash. But
yes,
does anybody have any last thoughts on Time Crash before we?
I feel like I kept bringing up Time Crash, but my heart wasn't in it. You know,
it's like okay, it's a fun little bit.
Yeah,
David Tennant gets to fawn over his favorite doctor, and they say some sci-fi shit in the background.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like harder to make comments on things that I really liked. And I really like Time Crash because I think it's just adorable. But it's very hard to like. A lot of the just rewatch podcasts in general are like, let's be absurd and tear this shit apart a little bit.
Unnecessarily.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
I like that they have a moment, and especially because it is somewhat outside of like the regular. I think if this were a thing in the regular show, it would annoy me. But because it's kind of like, here's a side charity thing, you don't necessarily have to watch it, but it's a fun little add-on to watch. Of just like, we're going to wear our references on our sleeve. We're going to like very explicitly talk about like, I'm wearing this because of you and I'm doing this because of you. Just, that's a fun way to present that.
Yeah.
I think similarly the limitations of the production in terms of just keeping it to one set and keeping it relatively cheap, opened up doors in terms of like, I love that the soundtrack is just a mix of Tennant era music cues and Davison era music cues. Like they're just mixing. There's just bits where like 80s synth creeps in, and I mean.
And we cannot state enough the fact that this comes immediately after Adric dies. Hilarious.
Arguably for the Fifth Doctor as well, which makes this triple insane. Like. The fact that he goes from like, hopefully I'll remember to bring it up in a future appearance where we talk about it, but I won't. That episode ends with like silent credits. Like they just cut the music and they take it very seriously. And that episode is like, Sad
silent credits rolling over Adric's like shattered math
oh my
badge.
God, that's right. It's so soap opera it kills. It's so silly. And then to go from that to nerd nerd, it's time crash, nerd nerd. Well, that's the end when the Titanic hits it, but still.
Yeah.
But it's a fun little bit because we had talked in the previous episode. Michael, you will get to this, but we come to this place where it's very kind of victim blamey, and it's like, oh, it's a matter of his own hubris, and it's his fault that he died, and it's because the Doctor got his TARDIS stuck on another TARDIS and had to get the TARDISes apart.
It's David Tennant's fault that Adric's dead. It's damn it, David Tennant, you did it again. He's 74 doctors and he killed Adric. This is insane. He has to be stopped. We have to stop this man.
He knows what the fans want.
Oh my God.
He's the Spectre. He's the curator in the sense that he's going around and just clipping off companions' fucking lives. He's like, you don't need any more of this guy. I'm good. I helped you out. Go back to this Antigua and find a weird redheaded kid. Get out of here. Trust him for some reason. It's going to go fine. Keep trusting him when he's talking to a demon crystal. You'll get there, Mandy. It's fine. Turlo episodes. Put me down for Turlo episodes. I love that weird little guy. Oh my God.
You'll have to fight Emily for those.
That's
a
true.
character now that I only know through.
Emily Henry is such a big Turlo fan, apparently. I love him. He's so silly. He's great. But I am putting you down for Castrovalva because it's coming up. I think actually we're gonna probably record the Castrovalva episode around the time that these episodes premiere.
Oh,
so
well, that's gonna be weird because I've actually been lying to you, Becca, this entire time. That's my first appearance.
Oh no!
Mm-hmm. I've already done it. It was all right.
Amazing. Once more, Michael, remind people how to find you on the internet in case they can't remember that it's just
in case you
Michael
forget to
Nixon,
mention it later.
Your name. Oh yeah.
Right. Thank you. So yeah. Well, I'm glad I'm doing it this first. Yeah. Okay. I'm on the various socials media at Michael Nixon. I'm on some of them at Michael A. Nixon, probably. I definitely won't forget that in later appearances. Don't worry about it.
Hey, Michael. To me, you're Michael the Nixon.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot, and it's definitely the first time you've told me that.
I like that. Yeah, I might reuse that at some point.
I'm gonna steal Mandy's thing about hubris later. Don't worry about it. But you can also find the show. I am recording, but it's not come out yet. But maybe because of the timey-wiminess of my appearance, it's been out the whole time. I don't know. It's called Good Chaotic. You can check it out on the various socials media at Good Chaotic Pod. Not X. We're not doing that one. And we'll also have like a Patreon and stuff, but the show, maybe wait for the show to come out. No, start supporting us right now, actually.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little about Good Chaotic? Is there any info that you can tell us?
Yes, there's some stuff that we've already let out there, so I'm not spoiling anything. Sort of a ragtag group of scoundrels based at the end of the universe, traveling through space and time to try and make the universe a better place. We've recorded our first sort of adventure. The first story will be kind of 3 parts, and it ended up really wonderful and really funny and really heartful too. So I'm very excited for everybody to meet the cast.
And
it's
a TTRPG podcast.
Yes,
well,
indeed.
Right?
We're playing Scum and Villainy as the system in that one, which has been very fun. It's a pretty wild system. It's another D6 system, which I prefer. When we were doing the Game of Rassilon, we were also using a 2D6 system on that. I'm getting too nerdy again.
The people on
this is not a podcast for nerds.
Yeah, you hate that stuff. I know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, listen to that, and if you've liked any of our previous guests, they're probably also on Good Chaotic. So it's gonna be a good time. I'm really excited to listen to it. And I'm also finally working my way through Game of Rassilon. I just finished season 2, and if you haven't listened to the Game of Rassilon, Michael Nixon is an incredible voice actor. I want to say that you do a really good job.
I mean, not really. I'm trying to do a Tom Baker, and I sound like Matt Berry, so it's not my best work. But thank you.
I disagree, but you're great.
I miss that guy. I have him on a keychain, Roman. Funny enough.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, a fan at Galley handed me a keychain of Roman, and I was like, "Oh shit,
fun!
This
That's
is so
adorable.
weird." Yeah, it's very strange.
Amazing. Well, we will have you back soon, probably.
Or for the first time.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, and next time we're going to be talking about the power of the Doctor.
Ooh.
Speaking of multi-Doctor situations.
The power is fashion, though, right?
Always. Thanks for listening to Stitches in Time. Music by Becca the Matrix Archivist. Art by Mandy Akenda. Logo by Ben Padden. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Blue Sky at Who Stitched. Laser has also given me a fair amount of shit for it. And to be fair, we were still together when we recorded the episode he was on. So he was allowed to give me shit. And if we have him back, it will be interesting to see. Well, we're still on good terms, everyone. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Oh, good.
Everything's
I
fine.
was worried about it.
Yeah. Michael, in your third episode that you're going to record, you might see him walking in the background.
That's going to be very fun for me.
Yeah,
as a thing in the future that I will soon experience. Oh, I regret this bit. I'm so sorry.
No, it's perfect.
Time travel is bad.
Time travel. That's why they say, like, vortex manipulators, like, it's bad for you. It's just like what they don't say is like all time travel is bad for you. Like,
Is there something wrong with you?
Oh, there it goes, the frowny face. I remember that one.
I really enjoy seeing Peter Davison's Doctor as written by Russell T Davies. Moffat. Of just like, oh, I'm sorry. I'll take that again.
Damn it, I'm mansplaining. Shoot me straight in the fucking head. Just shoot me.
It's mansplaining, not mansplaining.
Kill me like fucking Adric. Leave nothing behind. Not even the Scorpion King.
It really would help if there wasn't some skinny idiot ranting in my face about every single thing that happens to be in front of him.
Oh, okay, sorry. Doctor.
Thank you.
It's the 2 children he needs ago. Anyway.
2 children's in 2. Wait, children is already. 2 children's. Children's sounds wrong to me. I'm gonna stop doing this. Children's is. Children's is. Children in need.
That's it.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Take a look.
Oh no.
Oh, yes.
You're... Oh no.
Here it comes. Yeah, I am.
A fan.
Yeah.
What?
I thought we were making a joke of we've talked very little about Time Crash.
That was the joke I was making.
Gag,
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I'm glad that I explained it for us. For the slow people of the audience. Named Mandy.